Good morning, fellas. Today is Saturday, June 6, 2026, and I am, I'm streaming. I'm doing a impromptu weekend stream as I like to do on the weekends. No schedule, no agenda, no nothing. Just kind of get online and just kind of work on something because there is always something to work on. I don't know if there's anybody in the chat, but since there's nobody in the chat, that means I'm going to do kind of what I want to do. But let me look over here. I'm going to look. Instagram has a weird thing where it always shows somebody. No, it always shows that I have a message, and then I go and I find the bolded message, right, that I need to read in order to get rid of the message count. And I click on it, and it just stays there. It just stays there, and this only seems to happen on the desktop version of Instagram. Let me see this. Okay. Okay. There. Okay. All right. Let's yesterday, we talked a lot about we talked a little bit about canon of the world. Fuck the video game. We're working on the canon for the world, right? And so one of the outstanding things in the canon that has really been bugging me, and I might just put it off, as I'm talking about it, I'm like, do I really want to work on this on stream? And I'm like, probably not. But one of the things that I've been trying to kind of clean up with the canon is the calendar system of this world. And so I have AI, of course I'm using AI. AI helped me. AI's basically helped me develop this calendar system. Not Sure made a good point yesterday where what I was calling a cycle was a day, and I was like, and then Lisa made a good point saying that a cycle should actually be a revolution around the sun, and I'm like, you know what, that sounds a lot better. So we're going back to using the word day, which I'm not sure why I ever steered away from that word to begin with. So you have a pre-drift calendar system, which is basically it's basically kind of like our calendar system. It's based on how one revolution around the star, but of course, then a revolution around the star became unreliable and unfixed. So because the elliptical orbit was getting more and more eccentric, and so you had to change it. But so I have done this pre-drift system. I need to come back and look at this, but I'm not going to do that right now. I have decided, I am making an executive decision. I have decided that I do not want to work on the canon on stream. So let me just check this in calendar. I really like this feature of just using AI to generate the commit comment. Okay, so that should get pushed. We can close this. No, I don't want to save that. Okay, and then over here we have that. That's fine, but where's okay? So this is the map system that we were working on yesterday. I don't know if I want to work on that or if I want to work on the game itself, right? The game itself is kind of a mess, and I'm just like, okay. Let's see if we can figure out why. Wait, Matthew, I'll be driving my truck while listening, so I may not message much, but I'm here driving your truck. What truck? What are you talking about driving your truck? Are you a truck driver now? I thought you were a computer programmer. Well, what's going on with this truck thing? Oh, Robbie. Oh my God. Flava Pop is here. Truck and Sim 2. Oh, okay. The man himself, Mr. Flava Pop, is in the house. Now, Robbie, I got to ask the question. It's 9 a.m. I have to ask the question. Are you up early or are you up from last night? That is the big question. Are you up early or are you still up from last night? I'm going to be optimistic, right? I am going to be optimistic that Flava Pop is turning his life around. And the flavor, I was getting ready to say that the Flavor Pop is up early, but no, he says he's still up. So you have been up partying all night long. Like, I'm going to guess there's been some drinking. I'm going to guess there's been some weed, and I'm going to guess that there's been some cocaine as well. Like, and see, Matthew, this is what happens to you when you don't have a regular sleep schedule, right? So you don't want to become Flavor Pop. You don't want to be like Flavor Pop. Like, I love you, Robbie, but I think you would agree that like you are not a good role model. You would not like that's not the kind of life that 30-year-olds should be striving for. So you don't end up like Flavor Pop, Matthew. You don't want to end up like Flavor Pop. I'm violating probation on purpose. Well, okay. Well, first of all, what are you on probation for? I didn't even know you were on probation. Like I know you have a felony from like years ago. I don't know what that's about, but I know you have a felony because I remember you telling me like, oh, I have a felony. I can't own guns. So, but now you're on what were you on probation for? Oh my God. Oh, it's popping. It's popping. He says, this is, I don't know that I have the patience to work on anything. This is just driving me nuts. What, like, seriously, what are you on probation for? Why are you on probation? Bad sleep pattern equals bad decisions, right? It's kind of like, okay, so, you know, this is going to be controversial, but you know how like I heard a really good analogy as to like why, like if you're hiring like people that put their pronouns on their resume, a lot of people just won't even look at them, right? If you have a pronoun on your resume or just nope, not looking at it, not dealing with it. And the reason I think, and I heard a good analogy or a good explanation as to why that is, because when you have that kind of mindset where anybody can have any pronouns they want, and one day, because somebody feels a certain way, so their pronouns will change, and you have to change to accommodate them. And if that's kind of like how, like, if that is a philosophy of your life, you might, like, let's say you're hiring for an engineer, and you get a resume that has like a she/her like on the resume, right? And they may be an excellent engineer, but the best analogy I heard is like, but they have that one judgment thing, and that just kind of taints their entire judgment. Because think about if you were hiring somebody and they were like, oh, I'm a flat earther, but maybe they're an excellent computer programmer, but you knowing that they are a flat earther, you're going to be like, what other crazy reasoning schemes does this person have? So that's kind of like, I think that a lot of people, when they see like pronouns on a resume, I think that's what they're thinking. A similar thing, like what kind of other reasoning like does this person have? So anyway, the point of that is, Matthew, is yes, bad sleep patterns eventually equal probation. Robbie says, I'm full of bad decisions. Resistance against the man all day. What? Wait. Were you getting arrested and then resisted arrest? Oh my God. I'm hiring. I'm unhinged currently. Oh, as opposed to those times when you're very stable. And it's not beneficial. I could be an engineer. They not hired. Stupidity is not employable. Yeah. Like, I mean, like I said, you're going to prejudge a flat earther. If somebody leads with, oh, hi, my name's Addie, I'm a flat earther. Like, that is going to influence your opinion of that person and what kind of decision-making skills they have. And I think it's a similar case for that's how a lot of people see the world when they see somebody that has pronouns like oh yeah, no, hi, my name is Addie. My pronouns are she, her. Like, I don't think that's too far from, hi, my name's Addie. I'm a flat earther. Like, you're going to prejudge that person, and it's not necessarily going to be a good prejudgment. But Robbie, what did you get arrested for? Like, it is very difficult like Robbie's the type of person, like there's certain types of people where it's very difficult to get a straight answer. Like you ask them like, what were you arrested for? And it's like resisting the man. Like what? Like that, like, is there a law that says you're not allowed to resist the man? Like and okay. Yeah, that's the felony. Resistance against the man. I like when they put on the leather gloves, at least 4 makes it. What the fuck? Oh my, what are you? He's not even speaking English. Oh my God. Okay, he says to look up his record, which you can do. That's actually a good idea. You don't mind me like doxing you, Robbie? I mean, I'm going to do this. Let me know. Maryland, what is it? Court case search. Let me know, Robbie, because I'm going to look it up. So just, if you're okay with this, let me know. Party name. Are you okay with this? Careful, lads. It's fine. Robbie says it's fine. Okay, Robert. I know his middle name is Steven, but I don't know if it's a PH or a V, so we'll just skip that. Uric. Alrighty. Let's look this up. Okay. It's not as bad as I thought, right? It's not as many pages as I thought. It's not as bad as I thought. So what is open? You have one open court case, defendant Sanders Russell versus Robert Uric. Okay, what's this about? In Hyattsville? Oh wait, this is from 1994. What the fuck? Wait, you got... Oh my God. So you got arrested in 1994? Like when we were literally, what were we? 4, like we weren't even 20. Oh my God. You were 19. I never heard about this. I've known you for years. It doesn't say anything, but why is this still open? This can't be it. That can't be it. Did I click the right thing? No, that's right. Open. Okay, let's look at the latest ones. So the latest one is the state of Maryland versus Robbie on October 21st. Let's look that up. District Court for, Wacomico County. That's out on the Eastern Shore. That makes sense. That's where you live now. Wacomico. Okay, so Abigail Marsh sentencing preliminary hearing. Misdemeanor property destruction, maldestruction of property value less than $1,000. What the fuck were you doing? Receipt of fingerprint compliance, deferred payment order fingerprinting. So probation supervision docket was back in May 19th. What is wrong with you? Why can't you just behave? Why can't you just get a job and just like work and just go to bed at a decent hour and pay your bills and stop snorting coke, right? Like, why can't you do that? Like, please, can you do that? Oh my God. You violated on purpose. Do you want to go to jail? I still don't know what that case is about. Like, what happened? Like, again, you say you resisted against the man. That's not a felony. Like, what did you do? Like, what did you do? Like, literally, what happened? And this is, there are certain people. My friend Sean was the same way. You ask a clear question, and I'm sure, like Matthew, have you ever encountered these people where you ask a clear, succinct question, and it is like physically impossible for them to give you a clear, succinct answer. They have to be vague. They have to make a joke. They have to turn it around. And it's sometimes it's a single question, right? It's that particular question because maybe everybody does it. Like maybe they're embarrassed or they don't want to answer the question. But then there are certain types of people that will do it with every single question. My friend Sean was like this. Robbie is like this, where every single question you ask them, you can't get a fucking straight answer. It is infuriating. I was tripping on acid and violated hit Harley. So you hit a motorcycle while you were tripping on acid at 51 years old. At 51 years old, you're tripping on acid. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my, you need to go to jail. You need to go to jail. You need to go to jail because I think that's about the only thing that's going to clean you up. That's the only thing. But then again, you can get drugs in jail. Apparently, in some jails, it's easier to get them in the jail than it is to get them on the street. So, Robbie, you're going to be dead. You're going to be dead in the next. You're going to be dead before you're 55. You're going to be at this rate. You're going to be dead before you're 50. What the hell? There's so many problems with what's going on here. You're tripping on acid. Did you trip on acid last night? Is that why you're still up? I haven't done acid in over 20 years, and I will never do it again. And I really liked acid. Like, I really, really enjoyed LSD. I really enjoyed the effects and the feeling of LSD. What I did not like is that it lasted for like 16 hours. Like, if you were to drop acid on a Friday night, you are out for the weekend. Like, that's your weekend. Like, Friday night, you're not going to sleep. You're probably not going to sleep until Saturday afternoon. And then when you wake up, sometime it's Sunday in the middle of the morning, Robbie said, yeah, 8 hours you feel the strongest effects, but the effects don't go, like, you are still high until you get a good night's sleep. And even then, you still have like an acid hangover. Like, you still feel, you're still not right. You're just still not right. And so you're not going to be right until Monday morning. You trip on Friday night, you're not going to be sober. You're not going to be completely sober until Monday morning, after you get that Sunday night sleep, because you're going to get some sleep on Saturday. Saturday night, you'll get some sleep, but it's not going to be a good sleep. And then Sunday night, when you go to bed, that will be a good sleep. Monday morning, you'll wake up right-headed. But that was my biggest problem with acid. Like, if you could take acid and it lasted 15, 30 minutes, excellent. Excellent. I'd be doing acid all the time. Same with shrooms. Shrooms last too long. Shrooms, not as bad as acid, not as long as acid, but they're going to last until, what? 8 hours? 8 hours? From shit, sorry, rest in peace, James. Yeah, Robbie knew my friend James, who passed away back in March. Did the three of us do acid together? Because I know I did acid a bunch of times with James. I know I've done acid multiple times with Robbie. Try to remember if we did acid or not. I really don't remember. I mean, shoots are great. Oh, man. Robbie. Oh, God. Okay, Robbie, here's what you need to do. All right. You need to stop doing acid. What did you do last night? Let's start there. What are all the drugs in your system now? I'm not going to get a straight answer. I'm just not going to get a straight answer. He's going to say something about basketball or his hat. Take the hat off. I know you're wearing a hat. It's something like we're not going to get a straight answer. But I would like to know, in addition to the alcohol you drank, and in addition to the weed you smoked, what else did you do? What else did you do last night? There's not going to be a straight answer. I don't know why I'm trying to ask for a straight answer. We're not getting a straight answer. Okay. So I made the screen really big. Said Coke. Got a straight answer. Robbie, you have a hole in your septum. You have a collapsed nose from snorting so much Coke. Do you not see that as a problem? Let me see. Pictures of people with people who have snorted so much Coke they have a hole in their nose. Okay, septal perforation. Septal perforation. I just want to see the pictures. Hopefully this is not okay. Like, look at that. Look at this. All right, so it is a little difficult to tell on the outside, but literally, look, you have a hole in the cartilage of your septum because you have snorted so much cocaine, it has literally burned a hole through the flesh of your septum. Do you not see a problem with that? Do you not? I didn't smoke it though. Do you mean snort? Wait. Are there other ways to do cocaine other than snorting? Smokers versus snorters. So you smoke the cocaine? Wait. Can you smoke cocaine? Okay, I got to get an answer on Reddit because Google's just going to be like, no, you can't smoke cocaine powder. Can you smoke cocaine and it not be crack? You were smoking crack. Now I understand. Yes, now he confirms it. Oh my God. Oh my God. You were smoking crack. Wow. 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 So you were drunk. I assume you were drinking. I assume I'm not smoking anymore. Yeah, no, I remember a couple of months ago you told me you were also buying a truck to take your trailer across country and you were not going to smoke crack. But I know you're back at Jen's house with no job smoking crack. How do you live? Like, where do you even get the money for crack? How much? Okay, how much? I don't even know. Do they call it a rock? Like, okay, what? Okay, like, how much is crack in the U.S. Reddit? You have to look at, okay, why is crack much cheaper? What is the street price for drugs? So, oh my God, it's yes, I'm over 18. Depends on the quality. Okay, I've heard people say it's $5 per rock. If you want to buy a gram of good crack, it's more than 60. $4 a gram. The really good stuff is $25 a gram. So, $140 a ball game. What the hell is a ball game? In crack lingo, what is a ball game? A ball game is a street term used to describe a $50 rock of crack cocaine. But Robbie says it is a $140. Oh my God. Robbie, I would never pay more than $20. Joke spot says. Is this game dev or crack dev? I'm just astounded by Robbie still being up all night. So he was up all night smoking crack. And look, he's talking about these terms of like 1/8 of a ball. Like we all know. Oh, yeah. No, because we all are all familiar with the crack lingo. Like we all know what a ball game is when it comes to crack lingo. Like what the hell? Always looking for a deal, Joke Spot says. Okay, so 1/8 of an ounce. I'm not smoking it, yo. So Robbie, did you ingest crack? Yes or no? You said you were smoking crack and now you said you're not smoking it. Like what the hell? Oh my God. We got to do some game development. I can't take this is insane. This is insane. Okay, what I need to do is look at the death state. Don't worry, Matthew. We're going to do some game dev. We're actually going to do some game dev. I'm going to look at when an NPC actually enters the death state and then see what happens, because I think what's happening is the NPC is entering a death state and then leaving the death state, and I don't understand why. In the meantime, I'm going to wait for Robbie's answer as to whether or not he was smoking crack last night. No, I snorted coke. You don't. Oh, you. What the hell? No, it's not that I don't understand drugs. It's that you are making no sense. Scroll up. You literally said you didn't snort cocaine. You said you smoked it. So, or are you saying last night you snorted coke and smoked crack? Like what did you do last night? Did you snort coke? Did you smoke crack, or did you snort coke and smoke crack? Like, those are your three options. Like, which one did you do? Like, you got to understand, Robbie, you're a bit of a celebrity in this stream. I know you don't join the stream very much, but the name Flava Pop definitely comes up in the stream. Okay, let's kill this guy, and then we should hit the break point. Okay. Oh, okay. I don't want to hit... No, that... That's fine. We also need to figure out why his status bar is broken. Okay, so he didn't even enter the death state. Okay, this says he's still in the investigate state. Oh, no, he's in the pursue state. Huh. So what is going on? This error points to the investigate state, but he's in the pursue state. Investigate. Okay. So let's okay. It's very let's actually tackle. No, I snorted coke. Oh no, I only snort. Oh my god. Okay, so last night you only snorted cocaine. Is that correct? Is that correct? Last night you only snorted cocaine. Okay, okay, so he's in the idle state right now. We got to figure out why his health bar is broken. Yes. Okay, so he only snorted cocaine. Okay, good. That's good to know. You're not smoking crack. That's good. That's good. Okay. But you still have a hole in your septum. You still have a hole in your septum. Lisa says, "Good. Well, take the stream to bed with you. You can listen while I'm in bed." We're talking to Flavor Pop, Lisa, the famous Flavor Pop, in person in the chat room. He's telling us how he was up all night, and I want to be correct. I don't want to mince words. I don't want to get things incorrect. He was not smoking crack. He was snorting coke all night. Okay, why is his health bar not working? Oh, that's weird. Okay, if I run away, he goes back to the idle. Wait, was he in idle state to begin with? Okay, his state's all messed up. What's his initial state? That is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Turn my fan on. Okay, so he starts in the idle state. That's good, because I think that's what we have him configured to do. Let's check that out. I think we can delete this. We haven't used it in a while, so I'm gonna remove it. Enemy idle. Okay, good. He's in the enemy idle state. So let's check out enemy idle. I'm gonna reduce the I'm gonna reduce the zoom a little bit. Sorry, Matthew. I'm gonna reduce it. Or maybe it was Not Sure that requested that I up the zoom. I'll make it a little bit bigger. We can go to 135. Yeah, that's good. Same drug, just cooked. I can show you how to cook it. Was on drugs when recipe began. What drugs were you on? Wait, was on drugs when recipe began. Do you mean you were on drugs when you started to cook the coke? Well, okay, but crack cocaine, I thought, is like coke and something else. Wait. Okay, I thought you made a typo, but you didn't. Same drug, just cooked. I can show you how to cook it. War on drugs when recipe began. Okay. War on drugs. Okay. No, I'm good. I don't need to know how to cook it. I'm good. I'm just trying. So viewing code like one code at a time. So, I'm trying to debug Robbie is what I'm trying to debug Flavor Pop. So Flavor Pop, last night, can you list all of the drugs you did from 8 p.m. until right now? How many, including alcohol, weed, crack, heroin, and just throw them all out. List all the ones you've done. Go ahead and include cocaine in there. I mean, not cocaine, caffeine. If you've done caffeine in that time, since 8 p.m. last night, how many drugs have you done? What have you done? Name everything. Okay, so if we look at this, if next state is not equal no, so we could let's set a breakpoint in here to see if he's being forced to another state. So he has a timer. Okay, if he's aggro and he is to look for if he's to look for a bad guy again, then we go into the scan, but I don't think he's doing this. He might be doing this. This might be happening every few seconds, so I'm not going to set a breakpoint there. If the agent is not null, distance to vector. Okay. So I think this is... So this is basically saying this is basically saying if he's going somewhere, go there, right? Like set the destination. This needs to be refactored because I think this is like this set destination that could be happening every frame. So we definitely don't want to do that, but we will work on that later. It hasn't been a problem yet, but we definitely do want to fix that. And then this is just him looking back and forth, right? This is just him like he's looking around. So I think the only way he could, well, let's see, he has the pursue state. So if he scans and he sees me, he's going to go into a pursuit. However, I believe there is code also where if he hears a gunshot, he'll go investigate towards the direction of the gunshot. And then if he sees me during that investigation, he's going to start shooting me. But maybe not if he's aggro. Like that might, like if he hears a gunshot, he probably should go aggro, right? But he may not be going aggro if he hears a gunshot. But the biggest question is, like, why is his, like, it's interesting that he falls down when his health gets to 0, but he doesn't go into the death state. So I guess the falling down logic is somewhere. I guess it's not in the death state. But we're never entering the death state, it looks like, which is interesting. I need to find the falling down logic. And I'm sure it has something to do with health. So let's just look for the word health. So right here, if health is less than or equal 0, do on death. Okay, actually, look, I don't need to set a breakpoint there. I can just set a breakpoint here. Okay, let's try running this and see what happens. Oh wait, I guess I could have just done. Okay, yeah, but do you have a 97% purity rate? Baking soda is the only other thing needed to cook crack. I didn't know that. Okay, all right. I thought I could have sworn crack was mixed with some. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, I could have sworn crack was mixed with something else. But so, what's the point of mixing cocaine and baking soda? I guess it makes the high better. I guess for some odd reason. Does that mean I can get high on baking soda alone? Robbie should try that. No, don't try that, Robbie. Don't do that. Robbie says just the 3: weed, beer, vodka, Coke. Well, that's 4, but. Weed, beer, vodka, Coke. So you were smoking weed, getting drunk, and snorting Coke. So that's 1 upper and 3 downers. Okay. All right. I'm going to go into Gemini. What are the I'm not going to spell that. Physiological effects of drinking beer and vodka while smoking weed and snorting Coke. Let's see. What is that doing to the body? Okay, this is a 4-way polysubstance use that triggers contradictory toxic interactions in the body. You have okay, that's just okay. The liver processes alcohol and cocaine at the same time. It creates a unique, highly toxic metabolite called cocaine. According to research, the combination of alcohol and cocaine can elevate the risk of sudden cardiac arrest or stroke up to 18 times higher. 18 times higher. And you're 51. And you're probably at least a little overweight. I mean, I am too. I'm not saying that to like throw shade. I'm not I'm clinically obese. Like if you go by like the chart of like height and weight, I'm clinically obese. I don't think I particularly look obese, but I am obese by the strict definition of the word. Competing stimulant, depressant effects. Cocaine is a powerful stimulant that spikes blood pressure and heart rate. Cannabis also increases heart rate. Simultaneously, alcohol acts as a central nervous depressant. This tug of war places massive stress on the heart muscles and blood vessels. When you smoke weed after drinking beer and vodka, this dilation allows the respiratory system and gastrointestinal tract to absorb THC much faster and in much higher concentrations. Okay, so you're just going to be really high is what this says. A risk of alcohol poison or overdose because you don't know how much you're drinking. Acute physiological and cognitive impairment. Well, I think we all know that. Delayed organ strain and the come down. What are the effects of living a lifestyle where you are consuming this combo? Would you say, Robbie, that it is fair to say you're doing this combo of weed and beer and vodka and cocaine 4 to 5 times a week? Is that fair? 4 to 5 times a week? I'm going to go in that unless you say otherwise. When you are consuming this combo 4 to 5 times a week. The body never fully detoxifies, shifting physiological impact to temporary intoxication to permanent structural organ damage, profound neurological changes, and highly elevated risk of premature death. So your liver is constantly producing cocathylene. Because the cocathylene has a half-life, it builds up in your system. Yes, it's fair. Okay, 2 days at a time. Yes, fair if 2 days at a time. So do you do this every night? Like, will you go to sleep in like an hour or two, wake up around 4 p.m., and then just kind of start over? Like, is that what I'm sensing here? Robbie says he's ready. I mean, I lost James. It's probably it. I don't think you're far behind, buddy. I mean, I just hope that I just hope that like Jen or somebody, probably Bridget, I hope one of them contacts me so that like I can go to the funeral at least. But then again, Bridget had to contact me to find Robbie at one point. Bridget is his sister, and she contacted me, was like, "Hey, have you heard from Robbie?" And it's just like, ugh. Oh, Jen is. Oh, okay. So this is Mrs. Flava Pop. Jennifer Ambler is Mrs. Flava Pop. She's in the chat room now. Feel free to ask your questions of the Mr. and Mrs. Flava Pop, because Jen, I'm sure Jen is also smoking weed, beer, vodka, and like I'm sure Jen's doing the combination as well. Like I'm sure that's happening. I was gonna say I need to come spend a weekend with you guys, but then again, I don't want to die, so I'm not going to do that. I will just die if I do that. Okay, let's debug this. Jen says I'm on you're not on my side because you're doing it too, Jen. I know you're doing it too. You're doing it. We know you're doing it. Matthew says you're doing it. JokeSpot says you're doing it. So you're doing it. I have a theory you're already dead. You're not, but you will be soon. Keep living like you're living. You will be. Oops. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? All right, Matthew, are you ready to do some game development? Did Lisa leave me? I think Lisa left me. I don't blame her. This is a sad discussion. Okay. Am I attached? I am attached. Let's see. Okay. Let me come. Oh, wait. I'm not even going to shoot him. I'm just going to shoot over here. Okay. So you can see that he heard the gunshot. So now he's going to go investigate. Next state is the enemy investigate state. So he's going to come investigate, and he's going to walk towards the sound. I'm going to keep that breakpoint, actually. So he's walking towards me. He doesn't see me. Now he's going to go back. Now, why can't I shoot? Okay. Oh, I'm in a breakpoint again. What? Oh, it's because I pressed the button again. Okay. So he's going to come investigate again. So he's in the investigate state. Now he's still in the investigate state, but he's going back. That's weird. Now he's in the idle state. Okay, let me shoot him. He's in investigate. Now he's in pursue, which means he's going to fire, but he leaves pursue very quickly. This is all very weird. Okay, let's find out. Let's see if we can find out why he's not dying properly. How do I want to do this? Like, he should be hitting this. No, not this breakpoint. This breakpoint. Okay, let's see if we hit that on death breakpoint when we kill him. Okay, he is hitting the death breakpoint. So let's see. Okay, so he was currently in. I can't switch back. He was in. I don't know if he was an idle or an investigate. So let's just put a break in each update. Okay, so he was in investigate. He should have, because of this, set state. That's interesting. You know what it is? I think I know what it is. No, wait a minute. I think there's a bit of a race condition here. Let me see. My theory, Matthew. My theory is I'm calling set state, but that's not going to take effect until the next update, until the next frame. So it's still going to run the update of the current state. And maybe the current state is changing the state. You see what I mean? Okay, that's definitely not happening. Okay, let's set a breakpoint in death update. Okay, it's going, so it's as though the set, okay, that's not working. Matthew says, hit me with game dev. Robbie says, I've been testing the theory. Jen says, I like the game. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. Didn't you put my crazy ass in the game? I believe that is you. I believe the name of the NPC I'm working with is named Flavapop. If not, I will change it just for you. Robbie says, oh yeah, Jen called the cops on me first day on probation. That's why I'm violating on my own accord. So you just want to go to, like I said, going to jail is probably a good idea because you would detox, hopefully. You would like clean up. Like you would go in there, you make some friends, maybe you play some cards, play some chess, chill out, get sober, come out a new man, sober, ready to get a job and keep a job and earn a living, and then finally buy that truck you want to buy. What happened to the trailer? Is the trailer just sitting on your friend's lot rotting away because you're too busy snorting coke at home? Is that what happened to the trailer you bought? I guarantee you that's what happened to the trailer. It's just sitting in your friend's driveway. If he hasn't had it towed away yet, it's just sitting in the driveway. That's what you're doing. That's what it's doing. Give me a second. Got to pay attention here. You're funny, huh? I can't wait. Okay. Yeah, you can't wait for Robbie to go to jail. Like, I kind of can't either because he kind of needs to. He's just like, but Jen, be honest with me, Jen. From 8 p.m. last night, what drugs did you do? Like, did you do? Did you, like, beer, vodka, weed, coke? Did you do that combo as well? Like, be honest. Like, did you do that combination of drugs? camera that I wanted to use. All right. I drank a lot of Coke. All right, wait a minute. Yeah, but Mulan's not in the. He's not in the room. He's downstairs. So we have the baby Yoda. I don't even know where I got the baby Yoda. I don't know where I got the baby Yoda, but we just had it. She did way more vodka. So Jen drank and did some Coke. So Jen's just as bad. Are you telling me that she drank, did Coke, but did not smoke weed? Like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Okay. So this is... Huh. Okay, wait. I want to get the... What is it? Enemy... Okay, this is... The enemy NPC is the thing that's in this state. So enemy NPC... Base... I want to see what state, default state, but what is the current state? Oh, I need to look at his state machine. Should have a state machine somewhere. Okay, here's his state machine. Okay, so the current state is definitely investigate state. So what we need to do is we need to track this right when this is called. We need to see why it's not changing. So let's go. Wait. Ah, god damn it! No, did I? No, I'm still in the game. So this guy's name. See that, Robbie? He's dead right now. Like you will be soon. But you see his name right there in bright yellow, right there. You see that name? That's you. That's you. See? And you see how he's dead? You see how he's dead on the ground, not moving? You see that? You see that? You see how the player character just walks right over him? You see that? That's going to be you soon. That's going to be you. Unless you change up. She's funny. Oh, my favorite cat just died. Because you remember to feed. I know how you drug addicts are. I know how you are. Just forgetting to feed kids and pets. Now I'm getting angry. I think Matthew. What do I do with these two? Do I just kick them out of the chat? No, or do I keep them in the chat and just ignore them? What do we do, Matthew? It's your call. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I'm going to shoot him until he's dead. Oh, shit. Ah, god damn it. I didn't attach. Wait a minute. I want to do the, where's the option where it'll run Unity? Yeah, attach to Unity and play. That's what I want. Okay, it's taking its sweet old time. All right. Okay. Let him simmer. Focus on the NPC fix. All right, I'm doing what Matthew says. You always listen to junior engineers. That's my philosophy. Always listen to junior engineers. Okay, let me see. Okay, so he's going to go to the death state now. Let's step into this. What is step in? I forget the shortcut for step in. Is it F11? Okay, it is F11. All right. What? What? Excuse me? What? This looks like like a stale build or stale debug files or something. Okay, this looks right. Okay, so it creates the death it creates the death state object. Okay, no, that's not acceptable. Let's try again. Jen says Muwan. Muwan is my dog. He's downstairs though. He's downstairs with the wife. All right, it takes a second. Here we go. All right. Come over here. No, I'm not going to kill him with a flashlight. Wait, now I can't even shoot. Oh, my stars and garters. What's going on? All right, let's just like that seems like some I'm not sure what that deal is. Let's just restart. Let me do a build of everything. I'm going to rebuild the solution. And then I think Unity will probably have to no, okay, I guess Unity doesn't have to do anything. I thought Unity would have to do something. But let's just I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. Instead of attach and play, I'm just going to attach. I will outlive you. I mean, you very well might outlive me. Like, I could die tomorrow, but that doesn't change the fact that you're going to die in the next couple of years. Like, yeah, like I said, I might die in the next 10 minutes. I might have a stroke or a heart attack and die. Sure, true. You might outlive me. It doesn't change the fact that you're going to be dead before you're 55. Okay, so let me see. Let's see, come over here. Oh. Okay, so set state is really what I want to dig into, but okay, where is set state? Lowercase. Yeah, like I thought, it's just as simple as this. Okay, that's what I thought. And then state machine set state. So it should change immediately, actually. You can see this is Chill First Guard 2, whose name should be Flavapop. Oh, really? It says his name is Steve Vale. What is going on? Oh, really? Okay. I'm a little confused here, but that's okay. So new state should be death. Yes. It should exit the current state. I should have looked at the current state. It's going to and then what is this enter? This enter should be entering the death state, right? But we never current state is current state. Current state is not null. I set a breakpoint in enter. How it works. Like this all seems to be working fine. Oh, what was that? Whoa, it didn't call update for death state. Whoa. Okay, so there must be a stale reference somewhere. Okay, wait. Let's see if this NPC, this is Chill at First Guard 2. Does he also, I'm just going to check for my own sanity, that he also has the name Steve Vale. Where's the name? Name. Name Flavapop. Huh. 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 Okay, boys, there's something really weird going on here. I mean, even weirder than Robbie snorting coke all night. If Addy dies tomorrow, I will complete the game. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. I hope you also complete the lore and the map. Robbie might appreciate the map. I think Robbie likes maps. So the game, Robbie, that I'm writing, it takes place in like a world. And then I have lately, for like the past like 6 months, pretty much, I have enjoyed creating the world of the game more than I've actually enjoyed creating the game. I enjoy creating the game, but I've really been enjoying creating the world. So if you go to Yanorra, YANORRA.world, there's an entire like wiki. Now this is a mess. It's still a work in progress, very much so. But there's an entire like wiki page, like with different countries, and there's an extensive map system. The game itself takes place on this little. So here's the entire world, right? This is the entire map. Not quite the entire, but I'm not going to bother getting into that. But this is a map of what we'll say is the known world, and the game takes place entirely on this little island up here. This little island called St. Aveline, right? It takes place on that. But I've really been enjoying like building the world, like down to like not just like continent level, but like street level. Like you can zoom in and like get streets. This is a park. Here's a building. It's like I said, it's all still very much a work in progress. It's very much a work in progress. But yeah. There's a few little towns. Not a lot of it is still like a lot of the content is still empty. But like I think this is a fairly detailed street, but I need to go and clean this up. What I did here is I took an actual map of an actual city, and then I brought it into this map and tweaked it, like reversed it, scaled it, kind of thing. And but anyway, so just if you want to look it up. And also there's like a wiki page, like wikis about the different countries, stuff like that. I like working on it. It's fun. Anyway, back to the game. Okay, so this is very bizarre because it's as though there's two different NPCs activated. Right? Like chill at first guard. Here his name is Flavapop, but we definitely saw the name Steve Vale. Steve Vale, I think, is the name of the other guard. Yeah, no, Henna Vale. Oh, interesting. Okay. I bet I know what it is. Yeah, Steve Vale's. Okay, so I'm probably... Okay, there's two NPC script components. That's the problem. Let me remove this. I bet it's fixed now. That was... So probably somewhere I was like looking for an NPC script, and it was actually finding the disabled one because it had two. So it was probably finding the disabled one and then doing logic on that one. And so that I think that explains it. So let's see. His health bar will probably work too. And it does. And he will properly die. He is in the death state. Okay, yep, that was the problem. Sweet. I love when fixes are that easy. All right, I need to commit the code because I haven't done a check-in of the code in a long time. So let's actually take a look at it. St. Aveline. It is a mess, I am sure, but it's actually not as bad as I thought. I rebaked all the mesh zones, so that's good. I don't know what this editor 2 is. I think that was when... I'm going to be brave and just delete that. Hopefully this delete takes things to the... I was going to say hopefully it takes things to the trash can. I'm not convinced it does. So I'm just going to copy it away is what I'm going to do. Just in case the game catches on fire. All right. Let me see. I got some messages here. Let me look. Okay. So this should be gone now. Are you gone? Oh, I didn't delete the... I did. Didn't I? Did I thought I did a copy. I thought I did a cut. God damn it. God damn it, Matthew. Matthew, why can't you be more like Flava Pop? Smoking weed, snorting coke. Why? Why can't you be more like Flava Pop? That's why your dad was disappointed in you, Matthew. That's why. It's because you're not. You need to be more like Flava. Robbie's dad's very proud of him. Is this giving me an issue? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it was giving me an issue because that one file didn't exist. Okay, updating nav meshes and NPC component. Matthew says, I got shit to be more like me. Not, oh, look who it is. Not Sure himself. You know, Robbie, we have a Discord, and you know what Not Sure's name is in the Discord? You guessed it, Flava Pop. Look, I'll even show you. Look. In this Discord, let me make sure I show a channel that's actually... okay, yeah, I think this is safe. Oh, wait. No, not that one. But if you look at this chat, here's a good chat room. Here's me. I have the smiley face. My name in the Discord is Craig Reed. and then Not Sure, who just joined, his name is Flava Pop. So, you know, you've got an entire, like... The entire family is being represented there. No way, he's a thief. No, he's Flava Pop in memory to you. Like, we are already doing things in memory to you because you know, we know you're going to be dead soon. So Matthew says he was inspired by you. No way, you garbage. Robbie says. Robbie, so you did not sleep last night. You've been up all night. What time will you go to bed? Like when will you sleep? Like, at what time are you just going to like snort more coke to just stay up longer? Like what time are you going to go to bed? Like, what time will you actually sleep? Yes, I know you think you're dead, but like, what time are you going to sleep? Okay, well, I'm actually glad I'm glad that problem was easy to fix, because that was like bugging me. Okay, so the thing I wanted to do, because to make... Jen says in jail. You're probably right. He will sleep in jail. He's not going to sleep until he's in jail. Craig nickname was garbage. Craig is garbage. I have more fake Facebook accounts than I care to admit. And so like every few weeks I'll just use another one. And I'll go onto his Facebook page, and I'll find some stupid post, some stupid boomer post that he made, and then I'll write something like, "Oh man, that reminds me of the time that you used to beat your stepson when he was 12 years old and couldn't defend himself from a grown man with a pedo mustache," or something like that. Like I just go through comment, basically, and like responding to his friends too. Be like, "Oh, did Craig ever tell you about the time that he like called his son an idiot in front of his friends and then slapped him on the head?" Like that kind of shit. So, oh god, it's so much fun doing it. I love trolling Craig. I love trolling Craig because he's a fucking terrible person. He's an awful person. But you know, that's just my opinion. You know. Anyway, I need to be careful because the last time I did it, I was like, could I actually be held liable? Maybe. I don't know. Good luck. Okay, as far as companies, sorry, that's a future for sure. Yeah, Jen says, "Oh my god." Yeah, no, I fucking hate Craig. And the weird thing about it is my little sister has like this relationship with them where like, well, I think he's a good guy. And also my little sister's half brother on her dad's side is friends with Craig on Facebook. And I'm like, what? So, but my little sister is just like, oh no, I think he's a good guy. Like, I don't know why you hate him so much. And then I tell him how like Craig was like a piece of shit to Robbie and like would call Robbie stupid and actually slap Robbie upside the head while I'm standing there, me also a 12-year-old boy, watching this grown man just call my friend stupid and then smacking him on the head. And I'm like, if he's doing that in front of me, what is he doing when I'm not around? Right? And I try to be respectful to your mother because, you know, she passed away a long time ago, and of course she was your mother. But I also remember her not being the best. Like, I remember, but I never mentioned that. I never mentioned that, and I never comment on Craig's posts about your mother. But I remember her also being like doing similar things. But Craig was definitely the worst. And so I feel no guilt about calling him out on Facebook. None. Mom, yeah, Robbie's like, I remember this one time, Robbie, I'm going to tell this story. I remember this one time, Robbie had a bedroom in the basement. He had this bedroom down in the basement. It was really dark. And I remember we were at his house one night because we were going to work on, like Robbie's dad had like this commercial newspaper. He would deliver stacks of newspapers to things like 7-Eleven or grocery stores where they sold newspapers in bulk. This was in the 90s when people still read newspapers, right? And if you're very young, if you're like Matthew's age, basically a newspaper, like if you go to like WashingtonPost.com, imagine that, but print it out. Okay, that's what a newspaper is. It's like it's like somebody took the website and then printed it out, and then they sell those printouts. I know it sounds weird, but that's how it used to be. And so Robbie's dad had like this. He delivered newspapers in bulk to stores, and so to do that, you had to get up at you had to leave at like 2:30 in the morning, get to like the printing, like down. You had to drive into DC to go to the printing press. They started releasing the papers at like 3:30, something like 3 or 3:30 is when they did the last print, right? And so you fill the truck up with these stacks of newspapers, and then you go and you deliver them to different stores. And so you had to leave at 2:30. So I would work with Robbie sometimes. I worked with him quite a bit. And so anyway, but you would try to go to sleep at like 8 o'clock, 7 or 8. Like you would try to go to sleep early because you wanted to get some sleep before you woke up at 2:30 in the morning. But it's difficult to get to sleep at 7 p.m., right? When you're used to going to bed at like 11:30 or at like 3 a.m. like Matthew or at noon like Robbie, right? It's difficult. So I'm in Robbie's house. So I spent the night that night at Robbie's house. We're in his bedroom. We were hanging out doing whatever. And then we're like, okay, let's just go to sleep. Let's go to sleep. And so like I'm on the floor, Robbie's in his bed, and like I'm just like sitting there drifting. Boom! Door slams open, light floods into the room because this was like I don't think there was any windows, and light floods in, and Robbie's mom is standing there, and she's like something like, "You piece of shit, you blah 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 blah," and I think she didn't know I was there, and then she's like, "Come out here, I need to talk to you." And so Robbie leaves the room, door slams shut, and all I hear is the mom like, "Rah, rah, rah," and Robbie's like, "No, no, no," and then boom, boom, and then like Robbie's like, like he's crying, "I didn't do it, I didn't," boom, boom, "You fucking did," boom, boom, and then 5 minutes later, Robbie comes back into the room crying, and I'm like, whoa, I'm like terrified. I'm like, what happened? And I don't remember what it was, but I remember like she thought he did something and he didn't, and then I'm like, did you tell her you didn't do it or something like that? And Robbie's like crying. I mean, we're kids, right? We're 12, 13 fucking years old, and Robbie's like crying, and he's like, oh, she doesn't care, but I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this family? Like, what the fuck? I don't understand. So I try to be respectful to his mom because that's his mom, and she's passed away. But Craig is a fucking piece of shit because he did the same kind of shit, probably worse. So it's just, oh my God. Oh God, I fucking hate that man. I fucking hate that man. Oh. Because he's a fucking bully. But the worst part is he was a 30-some-year-old man bullying a 12-year-old kid. Like, what a fucking pussy. Okay, back to the game. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. You know, thank you, Matthew. Thank you for this, Matthew. I appreciate it. God, this happens every time Robbie comes into the chat. I just get animated talking about Craig piece of shit Reed. Oh God, what a fucking piece of shit. Okay, anyway, we solved the bug. We fixed that bug. Oh, and not sure if you're still there, which I hope you are. I started. I'm cleaning up the calendar section. I'll show you what I've got so far. Actually, I think it might be published because I pushed it. Calendar. There's a link for the calendar. So this part still needs to be changed, but the first part, so there's a summary. And so what we're doing, first, if Not Sure is not there. Not Sure, let me know if you're there and we'll talk about it. Otherwise, I'm going to go over here before I bore Matthew to death and try to do some game development. What was I working on? I don't even know if we're on a branch or what. Yeah, we're on a branch called Henna is Finish. Okay, all right. What else had we done on this branch? This is an attempt to fix a bug where the player wasn't able to shoot things, but now the player can shoot things even though Matthew left early to go see a movie because he likes to ditch people like Henna and me, even though we are his only friends because we are the only people who like him, including his father who never liked him, much like my dad who never told me he loved me. I think that's a great commit message if you ask me. Matthew says, otherwise I'm banning you. Get to work. Get the freaking work, senpai. Not Sure says he's here. Rob learned from Craig. Well, I remember this one time we were kids and we might have been like 15, 16. And Robbie's mother had to go away for the weekend. I don't remember what. And I remember like it was very unusual when Robbie could come out and hang out, right? Like because it was like 15 years old. I'm like I go like he lived 2 houses down from me. So I go on my bike and I'm like, hey man, you want to go bike riding? Just like, you want to get your bike and just ride around the town. Like we're 15. Like nowadays it's all about the iPad and TikTok and everything. But back then you actually went outside and touched grass. Like you actually went outside. So I'm like, hey, let's go bike riding. He's like, okay, let me go ask my mom and dad, and like, hey, can I go bike riding? Okay, well, first you got to do the dishes, and then you got to vacuum, and then you got to clean the pool, and then you got to rake the leaves, and then you got to cut the grass, and then you got to pick up all the branches, and then you got to take the trash out, and then you got to paint the garage, and then you got to build it's just like this fucking laundry list of shit that he has to do. Okay, fine. There's nothing wrong with giving your kid chores to do. But then he would do the chores, and then they would always fucking find new chores. And then when he was finally allowed to go out and go bike riding, okay, but you got to be back in a half hour. Like what the fuck, man? Like, come on. And so there's this one weekend where Robbie is just inexplicably free. Like he's just not like, yeah, no, hey man, let's go bike riding, let's go do whatever. And I'm like, well, are you gonna get in trouble? Are you okay? Like, is everything gonna be like? Why are you allowed to? Well, it turned out that Robbie's mom was out of town, and I think her name was Aunt Louie. I think was it Aunt Louie? I think it was Aunt Louie. Aunt Louie came over and she and Craig had been hanging out in the bedroom all weekend long, and Craig didn't give a shit what Robbie was doing because he had some new pussy in town. So go so I can bang your Aunt Louie and so go away because we're just hanging out and they're talking. Oh God. Well, was Aunt Louie actually your mother's sister? Was she actually Aunt Louie or was she like a friend? Like I always wondered that. Matthew says, so much lore in the commit message, I never wanted to stop. Okay. All right. Okay. So Not Sure is here. So Not Sure, what I wanted to talk about or what I wanted to show you really quick. Let me see. Where did it go? Yeah. So these two parts of the calendar system. So we have this old calendar system, which is the Kumar tables. If you want a better name, let me know. But that's basically the old calendar system, which is basically it's a year-based system. It's based on the planet going around the sun one time, like we have today. And so that's the pre-drift system. And then, of course, the post-drift system will change. So the pre-drift system is in place. It is canon. And then the post-drift, this still needs to be fixed, but that will be fixed sometime this weekend. So let me know if you have any input on the new calendar system. Jen says, yes, that's gross. Where did Robbie go? I haven't seen a message from him in a while. But so wait, Aunt Louie literally was Mary's sister. Mary was I believe that was her name. Mary was the name of Robbie's mom. Aunt Louie. So Louie and Mary actually were sisters. Is that true? Or I wasn't sure if Louie was actually a sister. I kind of got the impression Louie was like Mary's old friend or something like that. What a piece of shit. What are we talking about in the Discord? I'm still gaining the current situation. I'm actually okay. Peak of my career. I'm This is actually the peak of my career. I can show you guys incoming. It's peak so far. Okay, I was getting ready to correct you, Matthew. I'm like, no, this is not the peak of your career. Like I think overall peak. Like they usually say that like you hit the peak of your income at sometime in your 50s, and then it starts to go down in your mid 50s. So, and that's where I'm at. So great. I'm going to be this is like as much money as I'm ever going to make, unless I ever finish this game and it goes viral and it makes me $1 million. So, you know, stranger things have happened. Okay. So what I wanted to work on, what I wanted to do is I wanted to make let me back up. The bug that I tried fixing, the bug that I fixed earlier was that there was a bug where when the player shot, it wasn't working. It wasn't working, and there was an exception being thrown, and I get it, because I was basically doing this logic here where it looks at the base, it tries to get a base NPC object, because the base NPCs, they have a target, and that's how you know what you're shooting at. So when an NPC is shooting, what I do is I look at the thing. Basically, the NPC kind of locks in on something, and it's like, that's the thing I want to attack, and when it's shooting, it's aiming for that thing. Well, that thing that it's aiming at has a layer. So basically what I'm saying is, okay, tell me if you collide with that layer. And wait a minute, I think this is wrong. Wait, the layer argument says you're only allowed to collide with this thing. Wait. I need my drawing tool. Where's my drawing tool? Okay, we can delete all this. Wait a minute. I'm a little confused. All right, I need an icon for a player. Is there no play? I just need like a stick figure. Okay, this is the player. Okay, this is the player, and let's see what we can find for the NPC. Okay, so this is an NPC and this is an NPC. Okay, the diamonds are NPCs, and then the thing on the left is is the player. Okay, so it's possible that no shapes. How can I make this no background? Where is it? Did Robbie pass out, Jen? Is he okay? Did he die? Is he all right? I hope he's all right. I'm going to feel really bad because here it is. Because I'm going to feel really bad when it actually does happen and I'm sitting here talking about it. But, well, what can you do? Okay. So these shapes will make sense in a second. I'm going to explain what I'm drawing in 1 second. Give me a second. Okay. Give me a second. I wish this tool would be great if it just had like a free draw as well. Oh, wait. Scribble. Okay, perfect. Okay. So what I'm getting at, this is why I'm a little confused. If we go back to this code, so what I'm doing is I'm getting the layer. Remember, I said the base NPC kind of hones in on something, right? Matthew says, oh, I'm not talking about income peak by any means, just what I'm working on. Oh, well, yeah. Well, I would hope that like as time moves on, that is your peak, because that means you're moving up. I would hope that's the case. Yeah, I would hope so. But that's another thing that like I find myself running into. I'm like, is this the peak of my career? Like, I mean, I guess so my dream is like the guy who's like the chief product officer. I'm pretty tight with him, and I would like I kind of know that he kind of has aspirations to be CEO. And so what I would like is for the company to continue to grow, because it's a mid-sized company. It's about 500 employees. That's respectable. But I would like for it to I would like for him to become CEO and then me be CTO. I have no interest in being CEO. Like I really don't. But I would like to be CTO, mostly just for the title. So that's why I'm kind of like, that's kind of like my dream. Like, but that would be like the next step that I go to. Anyway, so that was a bit of a humble brag. I apologize. So I was saying that the base NPC has a target. It hones in on something. And so what I was doing is I'm getting the layer for that thing that it has honed in on. I'm creating the layer mask, and then I'm passing it to this. So again, just to kind of reiterate, and I know I just asked this the other day, but I'm going to ask it again just to make sure that I still understand correctly. This argument says only... I need to choose my next word carefully. This argument says only collide with things on this layer. But now I'm thinking that's wrong. Or if that is a correct statement, then this code is wrong. And here's what I'm saying. So this box right here, this outer box is, let's say this is a zone, right? It's invisible. So I'm just going to say zone label, invisible. But it's there, right? But it's invisible to the user. This box right here, okay, so that's this one. Easy, easy, easy. Okay, so this one here, let's say it's a house, okay? So he's inside a house. So that's the house. And then, of course, this is the NPC. So the thing is, I know why it's working, and it is bad code. Okay. It is bad code, and I'll explain why in a second. So if I shoot, I want to know when I've collided with the NPC. The reason it's working now is that the zone, the house, and the NPC, they all have the default layer. Wait, that's not right. Wait, they do. Wait a minute. Why is it working? Now I'm really confused. Wait, maybe the player actually has a different layer, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, it has a layer player. Layer player. Ah! But Chill at First Guard has, okay, so they have enemy NPC layer. Basically what I'm getting at is when you shoot, you should not be blocked by the zone label, but you should be blocked by the house. I'm a little confused as to why this works. Let me go back and look at that. Where's the zone layer? Okay, so the zone layer, the zone layers all have the default layer, okay? And then the player itself has the player layer. Ha! And then an NPC also has, okay, so the NPC has an enemy NPC layer. So let me look at what layers there are. There's friendly NPC, enemy NPC, player, and then there's a couple of others. I don't think that this, yes, it will only interact with things on that layer mask. Okay. Ah, no. That means by this code here, that means if I'm standing inside the house, it's not going to interact with the house layer. Okay, it's only going to interact with the NPC layer. So therefore, you could shoot me through walls. You could shoot through walls. So this is kind of why I wanted to put zones on their own layer. What layers do we have? We have transparent FX, ignore nav, floor, water, UI. I'm looking at where we actually use the friendly NPC layer. It doesn't look like we use it a lot. We use it in a few places, and this is probably for, yeah, it's right here. This is for shooting. No. Shooting is fucked up. Shooting is probably broken, if I had to guess. Shooting is broken. All right, I'm gonna run downstairs. I'm gonna get a soda. Let me see what this is. All right, let me run downstairs, get a soda. Matthew, do you want anything downstairs? Rob or Jen, do you want anything? And I don't have beer. I do have vodka. I do have vodka, but I don't have beer. I don't have weed. I probably have some old stale weed somewhere. I had some, like I've had the same little bag of weed for probably 8 years. Like it's just, and every now and then I'm like, all right, let me take a puff, and then I'm like, this is gross. But I don't think I might have thrown it away. I'm not sure, but I can look for it. So I can have some. So I have vodka. I have 8-year-old stale weed, and I don't have any coke or cocaine or crack. So wait, I said coke or cocaine. I don't have any coke or crack. So I'm sorry. Matthew says I could do with a little snack. I'll see what I can get. All right, yeah. Your snack, Matthew, is in Finland, if you know what I mean. Ha! All right, I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, fellas. All right, I'm back. Let me adjust this camera a little bit. There we go. All right. Well, I think I think the entertainment that I think Flavor Pop and Jen have tapped out. I'm actually going to text Robbie. Did you tap out? Look at this guy saying be right back. Okay, you know what? Okay, just calm down, Mr. Not Sure. Okay, you just hold your horses, Mr. Not Sure. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure that there is a bug here that if I am standing in the house, I can still get shot. This is what's bothering me right here. There's got to be a better way to do this. I mean, this... I think there's also a bug that NPCs could shoot me. Like, yeah, so everybody can shoot through walls in this game. I guess the main thing, like the best way to fix it, really, you could just do this, right? Just add the default layer. I think that's what it's called. But you'd have to add it here too. How would you do that? Did I do anything up here? There's got to be is there any kind of API call to like just modify an existing mask? Let me see what options I have. Layer to name equals get mask, layer to name name to layer, name. Let's see, get mask. What arguments does get mask have? It just has that. I will basically have to combine two layers. This is bad code, but it should work. Var default layer equals name to layer. Default layer mask. That's going to be an OR. Yes, that should be fine. I'm just trying to say, like, can I do this? Will this work? It saves me a call. I get the default layer. No. No, that's not going to work. That's an equal. It's like I need some type of like plus equals option. I guess I could do this. What was it? It was, what did I just have? It was the OR statement. Yes, that's the syntax. Okay. So I could do this. Layer mask equals the default layer, and then I should be able to OR it. No, the layer has an int value. The layer is not. Where is it? The layer. If the layer is a power of 2, that means there's a bit set to 1 and only 1 bit. Why is this? God, bit shifting. Who does bit shifting in 2026? Okay, so this gets the default, and then what I want, and then I have another layer which is just a 1 somewhere in a string of zeros, and I want that 1 to be into this layer mask. So it means I just need to OR. So this means OR equals, and then it should be. No, that's not going to work, because this is saying this is telling me that this layer here. That's not necessarily a power of 2. Right? Because what we're doing is we're saying shift this 1, shift it over the number of bits. So that means that doesn't make any sense. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what it's doing exactly. Let's go back to the original code. That's the original code. Layer mask. Layer mask is 0. We set it right here. Now take the 1 and shift it to the left this many number of spaces, which means you can shift it 0 times, you can shift it 1 time, you can shift it 2 times, you can shift it 3 times, right? So that means layer is like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Which doesn't make sense to me. Why would layer be 0, 1? See, the fact that I'm saying layer is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, the fact that I'm saying that makes me think there's something I'm just fundamentally I'm misunderstanding. That there's just something I'm fundamentally getting wrong. I'm just not sure what it is. And I'm so used to just being right all the time. Not sure it says what is or equals. That means it's a logical OR operation. So the way bit shifting works, let's do a little bit shifting tutorial. How's that sound? What do I want to use to do this? Maybe I could use this. So yes, it's OR assignment. Yes, but do you understand bit shifting? Do you want me to explain bit shifting and like what bit shifting is for and like what it's used for and like how it works? Do you want me to explain that? I mean, we don't have to. I'm just curious. Thought maybe you might want to know. If you want to know, I'm happy to explain it. I like to teach. Otherwise, we can just go back to what I was doing. Let me know. I'm going to take a sip of water. I need to drink more water. That's good stuff. I'm still waiting for Not Sure to tell me if he wants me to do a lesson on bit shifting. An impromptu lesson on bit shifting. I understand bit shifting, but I could use more learning. So, okay. Well, that doesn't answer my question, but thanks, Not Sure. Let's take a 30. Let's start with just an 8-bit integer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Can't even go bigger. Not that big. Okay. So this is a 2 to the 8. What's 2 to the 8? What's 2 to the 8? Do you know it offhand? I don't know it offhand. It's not, is it 64? 2 to the 8 is 64. I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, like I feel as long as I've been a computer pro. Oh, it's 256. God damn it, I'm an idiot. Okay, yes, I'm an idiot. Okay, it's 256. Why am I thinking it's 64? I don't know why I'm thinking it's 64. 2 to the 4 is 60. No, 128. Anyway, okay. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've done programming, honestly. Yes, this is 8 bits. You are correct. Do you know what a logical OR does? Or do you know what an OR statement is? Or would you like me to explain an OR statement? Basically, you OR together 2 numbers, right? So let's say I have, and remember the number assignment goes from right to left, where the typically this bit is the smallest bit, and then the larger bits are over here on the left. I know OR statements. Okay, well then I don't need to do this. Well then shut up, Not Sure. God damn it. All right, then I'm moving back. I'm going back to what I was doing before. So shut up. But basically what this tells me here, wait, if I go over here, all right. So this says, okay, layer mask 1, shift it this many times. So take a, let's just copy this. No, I want to copy the structure, not the... I'm curious why we are doing bit shifting. The reason we're doing bit shifting is because the layers, these layers here on the right-hand side, maybe it's blocked by the cat images, but the layers here on the right-hand side, let me... here. These layers here, these are bits. These are stored, these are all done with a bit mask. But I see here that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me see something. Okay, so you can add up to 32 layers. So it's stored in a 32-bit representation. Okay, how do I get out of this? Matthew, how do I get back to the inspector view? How do I get where escape? No, escape doesn't take me. How do I go back? How, like, okay, no. How do I? Okay, thank you. God damn it. Why is it so difficult? Wouldn't mind learning about bit shifting again. I think you're lying. Okay, all right, fine. We'll talk about bit shifting. So the layers are a lot of the layer logic uses bits or bit masks. And what a bit mask is where every single bit like this. Okay, how can I do this? Let me copy this here. Like, okay, actually I'll just draw it hand. This would be the 0 bit. This would be the first bit. This would be the second bit, right? You can imagine column lines coming down. I guess I could draw a straight line tool, but that would be too easy. What's the fun in that? But each one, 3. Oh my God, that's a terrible 3. 3. Oh my God. 3, 4, and so on, right? So this is a very easy way. So this is an 8-bit integer, which now that I say it out loud, of course, only has a value of 256 unless it's signed, which means it has a value of 127, negative 127. Anyway, this is an 8-bit integer, which means you can store up to 8 booleans in it, right? Not like the way that boolean is implemented in bad languages is it uses the smallest int that you can store, which is 8 bits, but you only need one, right? Because all you're storing is true and false. So think about like something that has a lot of options. Like a good example is like maybe I can't think of anything. Like the first thing that comes to mind is like is like a HTTP call, right? Where no, that's that's a horrible example, Addy. Okay, let's say you have something widget, right? And then it is authenticated. And then it is, I don't know, it is over 18. Is cool, right? Is aggro, is dead, right? Okay, so of course I wouldn't name it is dead. I would name it is alive, right? So these are just all booleans that are going to be in this widget. So as a language implement, I'm not going to talk about language implementation right now, but instead of you could store all of these with a single bit, all in an integer. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could store up to 8 options in this. And so what you do basically is and the way you test this. So if you have a variable that's named like widget W, and the syntax a lot of the times it's like if, oh my God, it's actually doing autocorrect. If W options, right? Let's say that this is the options. These are all stored in. So instead of storing them all in a single thing, they're stored in int 8 to represent 8 bits options. Okay, and the options are this. This would be the 0 byte, and this is all decided by the programmer. So, oh my gosh, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. The 0 bit represents is authenticated. You can imagine like maybe this is put into a comment section or something or in some documentation, hopefully, because you would need to know, or maybe you just have some like code around it that just kind of takes care of it for you. And so what these numbers mean, it means okay, the 0 bit means if the thing is authenticated. The fourth bit means if the thing is alive. Maybe I should say first. Or the 4-bit, whatever. You get what I'm saying. So you could do, okay, so if you want to see if something is authenticated, well, you want to check the authentication, and then I'm doing a horrible job of explaining this. The way this is done in practical, and like normally that I've seen it done a lot, is options. This is what I should have done in the beginning. So in code, you would often have like an enum, right? So is authenticated. And that has a value of 0x0, okay? is over 18 equals 0x1. All right. Is cool equals 0x2. Is aggro. What do you think this is? Honestly, what do you think this is? What do you think the next one's going to be? Is authenticated? Is aggro? What do you think it's going to be? Correct. It's going to be 4. And then, of course, the next one. What's the next one? Should be 0x4. What's the next one? Correct. It is 8. I was thinking for a split second I thought it was 16. Okay, so this is what your options look like, and then you have this widget object that has an int that is basically just called options. Okay, so basically now, if you want to check, I don't know why I just deleted that. If you want to check if something, what you can do is if options. And, not and, because that's a Boolean test. A single and in most languages is a bit test. And options is cool. And then sometimes, like, you could do equals equals 0. We'll just do equals equals 1. Okay, this is not bit shifting, but I'm showing you practical usages, okay? So this is not bit shifting just quite yet. But why bit shifting? Okay, so this is this is how you would test against it. So bit shifting, why bit shifting? I'm trying to think of a good use case for bit shifting now. You're asking these tough questions. Well, in this case, it looks like for whatever reason, they have the layers stored with integer values. So they're not actually storing them as, they're not storing them, or are they? This is a bit shift. So you're not asking about it. You're asking a practical question as to, like, why would you do bit shifting? So in this case, I'm not sure. Like, I'm really not sure. Is bit shifting just an easy way to make a binary? No. Bit shifting is just an easy way to move bits around inside of a number and to come up with, like, magical things. Like, for example, I think multiplication, like, if you just kind of shift up, if you do some shifting of the bits over, that, like, it's an easy way that, like, that's how multiplication, I think, I'm pretty sure that's how multiplication is done in computers. When you multiply two numbers together, all that's really happening is because of the power of math, you're just shifting the bits over, and then boom, you got your answer. So, I mean, if you think about if mathematical operations are actually implemented at, like, a CPU level, there's a lot you can do by just shifting the bits around to get your answer. I don't remember if I feel like what I'm saying with multiplication, but definitely, like, powers of, like, if you want to do, like, literally, if I have some value of X, let's say we have, let's see if this works. So we can do it with a single bit. We know it's going to work with a single bit, right? So let's actually make it a little more interesting. This one. If this bit is some variable X, so this is actually at this point where we've declared this, X is equal to what? It is equal to 0. No, that would be 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So X is equal to 16. So if we want to take 16, all right, let me think about this carefully. If we want to take 16 and we want to double it, like so, and then now you do the operation X equals 2, or I'm sorry, X times 2, all you have to do is just shift that over one time and you have your answer. That's how the CPU would do it. I remember there is big shifting multiplication algorithm. Well, you might be thinking of the fast inverse square root algorithm, which I would love to, like, talk about. And I remember I offered to talk about it, and then you guys were like, yeah, let's talk about it. And then I never followed through because I would have to, like, refresh on a lot of shit. But this uses what I just said about shifting bits around, right? basically, if you convert things to binary and then shift basically what this does is they realized that they have a decimal representation of like two numbers, and they need to do an operational on them. And then what you can do is basically just take the binary representation of the decimal, and then using the way that taking advantage of how integers are represented and how decimal values, specifically decimal values, are represented in memory, they can shift a part of the bits over by a certain number, and it's a whole thing. But they're basically using bit shifting to do decimal operations. So anyway, it's a fast way to do. I should do a talk on this because it's really interesting. It's just that I would have to spend like a day or two like refreshing on shit. But anyway. But this is confusing me. This is confusing me. I'm going to ask AI because again, my assumption here is that then that layer has a value of like 23, 20, or well, maybe not that high. Well, yeah, it could be that high because it's 32 bits. So it actually has a value of like 23 or of 12, as opposed to a value that's just a power of 2, which means it's a bit in and of itself, a single bit value, which means I should be able to just. I don't understand why I can't just do this. I'm going to show you like this right here. I don't understand why I can't just do that. Like, I feel like I should be able to do just that, and I'm not sure I understand why I can't. Maybe I'm going to ask AI and make sure I understand this correctly, because what this is saying is take one and basically take the bit at the layerish place and set it equal to 1. And what I mean by layerish place, if I go back to this, basically if I said, let me erase this, and if I had x equals 1 shift 1 3. Let me make this a little bit smaller so we can see it. Right. So what this is saying to me, that's bad. This is saying, okay, set the third bit to 1. And so this is the 0th bit. This is the 1 bit. This is the 2 bit. So this is the third bit right here. So that's what this operation is saying to me. So, but you see how that's a 3. That means that this layer value here could be a 3. So, look, but I just want to make sure I understand this correctly. Let me ask AI. You can see I was talking a lot about the calendar and all kinds of stuff. Let me do this really quick. Okay. No. Come over here. New chat. All right. Okay. In this code, this means to set the ith bit to 1, correct? So if is equal to 3, we would set the 3 bit to 1. Yes? And then let me paste the code. It looks like it's just a way to, well, yeah, I mean, that's what it is. Yes, conceptually, that line creates a bit mask of 1-bit set. So that's what I'm struggling with. Actually, I guess it's not that big of a struggle now that I think about it. Maybe it does make sense. It makes it easier on the Unity implementations end that all these layers are stored in like a 32-bit or basically an array with 32 bytes. And then so they probably have some map or some list of strings, and then that's just easily mapped to the layers. Okay, I guess it makes sense. You know, because you're basically taking the index of the thing and then shifting the bit over the number of times of the index. Okay. All right. So I guess conceptually it makes sense. So what I want to do is I want to have layer mask equal. So this is already. So I want to do layer mask or equals, yeah, this. AI gets me, right? So what I'm doing is here I'm setting the bit of whatever thing the NPC is shooting, but I'm also setting the bit for the default layer. So that way it will interact with walls and everything like that. I'm not particularly happy with it, but I guess it's okay. The other day I was thinking that like, oh, this is a problem though. This is why we need to put the zones on. Yep, it's all coming back. I wanted to put the zones on their own layer so that we could do this. Right now the zones are on the default layer. And I remember Matthew, like because there was a Thursday night where you had a suggestion for implementation, and I was like, no, I refuse to do it that way. And you were like, no, just do it that. And I was like, no, I refuse to do it that way. And then through perseverance, I found a better way. And then we were to never speak of that Thursday night again. But I remember during that time, I believe I tried giving the zones their own layer, and we ran into issues, and I don't remember what those issues were. So because this is going to create a bug. So watch this. Let's see if I can create the bug. So there's a layer. There's a zone cube on this pier. I'll show you. If I can find the zones. Where are the zones? If I was a zone, where would I be? Here we go. I think it's this one right here. So I can show you, so this is an invisible object, because obviously you don't want the player to see these, but what? Okay, come on. What? Oh my gosh. Oh my stars and garters. What happened? Okay. Yeah, just move this here. Easy. So what these cubes are used for is when you walk into a cube, it'll say something like downtown or, not sure pier or Matthewville, right? It'll tell you kind of like a little thing to just kind of tell you like where you're at. And it does that by basically seeing if you intersect with the cube. But you don't want the cube to be visible. So that's why I just set them visible. I set them invisible. I give them no mesh to render them, but they're still there. But what's going to happen now is that they are on the default layer. So this code here is when the NPC tries to shoot me, what's going to happen is he shoots. If he's standing here on the street, let me turn my highlighter on. If he is standing on the street up here, and I'm standing here, well, I'm standing inside the cube. His bullet is going to collide with the cube and not me, even though it should go right through it. Let's try with just this pier, giving it its own layer. So let's see. Add layer. Zone cube layer. All right. Or zone rectangle. No, it's not a rectangle. What is like a 3D rectangle called? I mean, I guess I could call it a box, but what is the name of a 3D rectangle? A rectangular prism, a cuboid. All right. Zone box layer. Rectangular prism. Who uses rectangular prism? Weirdos like you do, not sure. Matthew's gone. Flava Pop's gone. Jen's gone. It's just me and not sure now. Lisa's gone. Okay. All right. Zone box layer now. Okay. I'm going to put this second. I'm going to put it on its own layer. Let's see. Let's see what happens. It's cloudy out. I was going to. Are you in Seattle? Not sure? Shit. I still need to do expenses. I still haven't done my expenses. Like, the big one is the hotel room. Like, I had to put that on my own card. Okay, so if I shoot him... Okay, I need to keep him outside. Oh, come here. Come here. He's not shooting me. Shoot me, motherfucker. Attack me! I think it's because he's not aggro. I think the aggro Boolean that I added, I think it messed up a couple of things, so let me force him to be aggro. He does not want to attack me. How can I get this motherfucker to attack me? Okay, I'm going to start him as aggro, and I'm going to start him in the enemy attack state. I average about 10K a month. My expenses, my expenses are crazy. Wow. Well, you're constantly on the move. That's why I'm like, you know, I'm going to be like not home for a long time. And I'm like, well, I wouldn't mind like having somebody, I don't know. I probably shouldn't talk about that. Okay. Maybe on a members only stream. Okay. Oh, this is all messed up. Oh, I forgot about this. We've been here before. He's going to get an exception thrown on him because he's aggro, but he doesn't have a thing to attack. I need to give him a thing to... Okay, there's his target right there. What has the player... Okay, I think it's this that I can... As long as the player object has the player entity... Yes, it does. Okay, perfect. So that's what I want... Okay, so let's see if he attacks now. Yeah, you should move into my house. You can stream from my computer. What the hell's going on? Okay, I cannot get him to attack like I want. If he's just idle, he should still attack me if I walk near him, right? He should chase me, and then when he's close enough, he should start shooting me. Like if he spots me, he should start attacking me. Or maybe not. I just had an idea. Because I don't know if he's aggro. So the name is yellow. I want to make the name red if he's aggro. I'm trying to remember where that's at, though. I need to figure out how to get Matthew to clean up the UI in this game. I'll keep the rats out. That's what I got cats for. Oh, I need to modify the I need to modify the where did it go? I need to modify the prefab. I think it's on the prefab. So right here, and then I think there's a prefab. Okay, health biter, Slater, canvas, enemy name. Is there a script? There should be a script attached to this. Or maybe, I mean, it's somewhere attached to something. Enemy NPC script. No, there's like a script for the health thingy. Here it is. Yes. NPC debug HUD script. All right. Henna is here. I was just getting ready to wrap it up too, but now that Henna's here, I'm sticking around. Henna is in the chat room, boys, and Matthew was here a second ago. Now he's not here. It's you know, it's just lovers that keep missing each other. They just keep, you know, one comes here, the other one's gone, the other one arrives, the other one leaves, you know. So it's a sad story, my friends. It's a sad story. One day the two shall meet. So what I can do is if late update. Okay, that's the state. No, I want the name. Where's his name? Name text. Name text. Okay, so let's see. If something to be determined. Name text. Color? Ah, sweet. Is it going to be that easy? Actually, let's just do it like that. I mean, we're going to be updating this every frame, but that's okay. This. Okay. I think that's easy enough. Is that really all it took? Oh, Matthew is here. It took Henna's arrival for Matthew to speak again, but he is here. Look at you two. Aren't you two just the cutest? I haven't checked my email. I need to check my email. Oh, Jesus. Aren't you two adorable? Aww. I love it. Henna says, I'm so tired and I have a party dinner in 2 hours. That's the thing about work trips, right? Like they're exhausting. Like when you go on a work trip with coworkers, your work day is no longer 8 to 4. Your work day is like 7 a.m. to 12 a.m. Like that's your work day. Because like, let's go to the all-you-can-eat buffet. Okay, now, hey, let's go out to lunch. Okay, hey, let's meet for dinner. You know, because you wrap the day up at 5:30, then you meet for dinner at 6. So you get 20 minutes in your hotel room, and then, oh, hey, let's go out for drinks. You know, hey, let's go have a gangbang. Like it's like, I mean, that's how my work is at least. Whoa, wait a minute, what? Not sure says there should be a layer mask helper functions. There are. Like here's an array of layers. There is. There. That's like this one right. There is. Not sure. There is. I just need to find it. Where did it go? Like here, layer mask dot get mask, and then you pass it the layer names, and then it returns a bit mask for that. It returns the integer with the appropriate bits turned to 1. So yeah, there is a helper function, and actually this layer mask class is actually really cool, and for a hot second I wanted to look into writing something similar for C++, because in C++ we don't I mean there might be a helper function somewhere like it, but it's yeah. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh, I wanted to see if this worked. So Henna, how drunk did you get? How drunk did you get last night? Like, I mean, on a scale of like 1 to like taking your clothes off and jumping in the water in the middle of February drunk. Like on a scale of like that. Where were you? Okay, so he is aggro, according to the red above his name. let's actually look at his player character. Let's look at this and actually see if this. I mean, it's going to agree. That's good. One thing we can do. I kind of would like to see this. I'd like to see it change, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to set that to. Well, let's actually make sure it works when it's green. Should work. That red drink looked like liquid headache. It did. I can't drink these days. I can't. Okay, so he's green. I'm going to shorten that 10 minutes down to a minute. I just need to remember where to do that. It's going to be in the mission. I'm just going to look for mission. Missions. Data. Rescue, not sure. Okay. Hurry home to your family. Curfew begins soon. And then we're going to change this to 1 minute. Not sure. It was gross. Chicken nugget drunk. What is chicken nugget drunk? All right, so he's green. I want to see if... Wait, it still says 10 minutes. What happened? Welcome home. Hurry home. Oh, wait. Did I not save or something? Like, what's going on? Oh, maybe... Wait. What? Okay, I'm trying to... Okay, a mission has multiple tasks. Okay, so that was a time limit on the task. So let me see. Let's see. Let's see if this works. So what is this? Is that used? This might not be used at all. This is a task, but this is a task as well. So maybe this task intro, maybe that's just not being used, and that's why I just edited it the wrong thing. Let me just do this. Was I in play mode? Yeah, I was. Earlier message, Addy. Not sure. Yeah, it was gross. I'm so tired of it. Party. What did I ask? What did I ask that? I don't know. Okay. I can't pay attention for 30 seconds. You want me to like keep track of a conversation while I'm doing 6 other things? Okay. I love you, Hannah. I'm just teasing. Okay. I want you to see if he turns aggro and starts shooting me at the end of this minute. I do see all the messages. Okay, the messages I see from you are... Wait. The first message I see is, hi, boys, back in the hotel. Then, hi, Matt. Then, I am so tired. I have a party dinner in 2 hours. And then, fell asleep. Oh, okay, I did miss that message. Fell asleep with chicken nuggets and woke up sleeping on top of them drunk. Okay, I didn't see that message. Thank you. I apologize. Thank you. Okay, here we go. I want him to aggro and start shooting me with his floating gun. With the gun that's floating like right by his... Where's his gun? Okay, he's aggro. He's not shooting. Okay. Let's look at enemy idle state. Oh, okay. Well, we need to get him to attack. And then we need to get him. I need to stay focused. We need to get him to attack so we can test that giving the zone its own layer doesn't mess with shooting. Well, one way we can test this. Okay, I do have another way. Okay, we can test one thing. We can test the player shooting the NPCs. It's going to be a little more difficult to test the NPC shooting the player, but let's test what we can right off the bat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put him inside the cube, and then I'm going to go outside the cube and shoot him. So let's see. So come over here. All right, just put him right here inside the cube, and then let's just see. So he should stay inside the cube, I think. Hopefully, we'll see. Are you going to be drinking again tonight? Are you going to be drinking? And have you seen Golf Loser? Okay, let's see. All right, come over here. Okay, so I'm going to come. I'm going to shoot. I'm going to come. I'm going to shoot him right here. Okay. It worked. Oh, wait. I don't think it did. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't think it did. Oh, the mouse is all messed up. Okay, so there's some bug where if I change weapons, I can't shoot again. We'll address that in a second. Let's stick with the bigger issue to see if I can shoot inside the box. I mean, you know, like who doesn't love shooting inside the box, if you know what I mean? That's the best place to shoot if you ask me. All right, come on. Let's go. Okay, so I am definitely outside the box. Okay, I thought maybe I can make it visible. Okay, anyway. All right, I'm definitely outside the box. And then we're going to get this. So watch his health bar. Oh, okay. It worked. It worked. Okay, I guess I just missed the first time. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we have verified that the player shooting through the box, it does work. Now, let's actually test the negative. And what I mean by that, let's put the zone box layer back on default. And now I should not be able to shoot him. Let's see. Haven't seen him after the morning gladly and going to the hotel lobby buying some. Okay, well, you crazy kids. Okay, so now it should be blocked by the box. He'll still hear it and he'll still come to attack me, but it should be blocked. Yeah, see? And so he doesn't take any damage until he leaves the box. So that's good. That's good. It's working like we want it to. So for now, it looks like the zone box layer may work. It may work. Okay. All right. Okay, so Hannah, you remember the task that I told you to remember for me the other day of putting the zone layer, putting the zone boxes on their own layer? That's what I'm just now working on, and it does seem to be working. So I think we're good. I think we're good. All right. Let me go pee. I'll be right back. All right, fellas. Okay. Where were we? I was shooting inside the box, shooting outside the box. All right. Okay. I feel like I want to. Right now, my brain is telling me, okay, go towards the other use case of the NPC shooting the player. But something's telling me that there is a step I needed to do in between that now I'm forgetting. But I'm going to assume there is not. And if there is, and I find out later, I'm going to blame all of you. So, I haven't done a single Be Right Back this. Yes, you. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you haven't. I don't remember. Are you just sitting in the hotel room listening? Okay. There's the enemy. Okay. Just wait a minute. What did I want to do? There was something I wanted to do before I moved on. I'm at my mom's house. Oh, I didn't realize you were visiting mom. Very nice. I'm sure your mom is happy. He just comes to me, tries to kiss me. Like, hi. And he doesn't shoot. Why isn't he shooting? Like, he's supposed to start attacking me when he gets... Okay, so, wait. He was in the pursue state. I think the pursue state was something new we added, wasn't it? Well, pursue, I think... Because there was two chasings. I think there was like, follow, which is... He's not going to be shooting. Wait a minute. Let's just look at the pursue state. In-room planning shower. A plan for a shower? How complex is it? You don't know Finnish people. No, you know what Finnish people like? I do not. There is a common word in English that is borrowed from Finnish, and I think there's a couple borrowed words from Finnish, but the one that I know offhand that is borrowed from Finnish is something that the Finnish people are absolutely obsessed with. I have not been to a hotel, a home, an Airbnb in Finland that has not had one of these things. Like not that I've seen a ton of Finland, but I've seen a good part of, like, I've been to my fair share of places in Finland, right? Like, stayed in multiple hotels, multiple Airbnbs in multiple cities, with seen multiple homes. And they all have this one thing that American homes don't have. So if your answer is going to be bathroom or kitchen, okay, smartass, yes, of course. But what do you think I am talking about? Without looking it up, without cheating, and Henna, you're not allowed to answer because I know you know what I'm talking about. But what one thing are the Finns absolutely oddly obsessed with that pretty much, like, that is nowhere in America? Nowhere in America. Like, I mean, maybe in like the weird places, but no, in America. On my way, Matthew says, be right back. Too tired to undress, want to give a helping hand. And then, so that's Henna flirting, and then Matthew saying he's headed to Finland. Yeah, sounds about right. Okay, so no answers. No answers about what this one thing is. All right, well, let me see. Something that hangs on the wall. No. Nope. Nope. Come on, guys. You can get this. A booty skirter. No, those are common throughout. I mean, those, you do find those in Finland more than United States, but those are common. Actually, bidets are common, I would say, in most places. Like, most countries have bidets. And actually, if you've never used a bidet, highly recommend. Highly recommend. They are top notch. When I was in South Korea, oh my God, the toilet technology. I was talking to a coworker who had been to South Korea. He said that his trip to South Korea, inspired him to buy a smart toilet, and he has 2 bathrooms in his house. He installed a smart toilet in both. Hannah says, what was the word? I'm trying to get the boys to guess what one thing Finns are obsessed with that every Finnish household has that like pretty much no American household has, other than Finnish people. And I don't say it, Hannah. Don't say it. I want the boys to guess. I don't know what that word is, Hannah. I'm going to ban you for that. That looks like a hate crime. Matthew says booty squirters are rare in the UK. Are they? All right. Well, I mean, like I have found, like, I'm trying to think. I would say that they're not everywhere in Europe I've been, but in a lot of places in Europe I've seen them. All throughout Africa, all throughout South America, all throughout Asia. Like you have booty squirters. And like I said, Matthew, you might be a little like, oh God, no, why would I ever use that? You got to try it. You got to try it because it's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, what's going on here then with him? He's in the pursue state. He gets close enough to me, so he should go to the attack state. All right, let's see if we can figure out what's going on. Like, why is he not going to the attack state? All right, well, I guess you guys are never going to guess what it is. It is a sauna. A sauna. Oh, do you want to go to the sauna? I would love to go to the sauna. Let's go to the sauna. Yes, we're going to go to the sauna. Everybody, go to the sauna. Oh, we're going to the sauna. The sauna. Like, they are fucking obsessed with saunas. They like every house has, even if it's just a small closet that one person can sit in, they have a sauna. Every Airbnb I have rented in Finland has a fucking sauna. Actually, the one in Kanus, I don't think the one in Kanus did. So maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember if it did or didn't. But pretty much every house, do you remember? Hannah, like, I don't remember if it did or did not have a sauna. A sauna. But they're everywhere. Like my friend Stefan, I think he was looking for a place and he was like, oh, he found this one house. He's like, yeah, but I don't like the sauna. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Stop being ridiculous. So they're obsessed with saunas in Finland. Hannah, do you have a sauna? Watch. She's going to be like, no, I don't have a sauna. I guarantee you the hotel she's in has a sauna. I guarantee it. I'd bet good money on that. Okay. What did I do? Okay, I wanted to see why he's not attacking me when he goes, oh, you know why? I think it's because he's not aggro, and I think that's kind of messing things up, right? Because look, I'm going to shoot him, but he's still green, right? So I think so we need to better handle the aggroness. Hannah says, of course, 2 actually, electric and wooden. They're insane. I did the last time I was in Finland, it was during the winter, and my friend Stefan, we went to this place where we need to tighten up the code. The code's fine. It's a mess. It's a complete mess. That's okay. Have I mentioned that this is my first serious game? Have I mentioned that this is my first serious gaming project? Give me a break. Bastards. No, my friend Stefan, we did this thing where Finland's cold. It gets cold in Finland. And this was in February. So cold month, February. There's this one lake near the town that I was staying in Jakobstad. Pietarsaari. And so I did that thing where you go to the sauna, and then you jump in the frozen lake, obviously in a hole that it has with water. So you jump in the lake, and then you go back to the sauna, and then back to the lake, and then back to the sauna, and back to, you just keep going back and forth. And we did that, and it was crazy. But I do remember that for whatever reason, I slept so well that night. And I remember feeling very refreshed. Oh, by the way, did I fucking mention how well I slept last night? Get this, boys. Get this. I fell asleep at like 10:30 at night. Didn't wake up to pee. I didn't wake up because of the cat. I didn't wake up at all until 6:34. 8 fucking hours of solid sleep. How about that? Oh my God, last night's sleep was awesome. Feeling amazing. Sunday sauna stream, Saturday sauna stream, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday sauna stream. Doing that triggers your hormone to release. What hormones? Like what hormones are releasing by that? I love when a hormone. Oh, whoa. This is a family stream. Calm down. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to type this out so I don't forget. Where is the live stream chat? I'm typing this out to Flavapop. I'm typing this out to Matthew. And I'm typing this out to Henna. Note for next stream, we are going to tighten. Oh, wait. Okay. We are going to tighten up the is aggro logic. Then we are going to make sure the NPCs can attack as expected, and then we are going to make sure the NPCs can shoot through zone walls. All right, so I'm typing that up. That's what we're going to do next time, and then. Also, we are going to remember that Matthew's dad doesn't love him, just like my dad doesn't love Matthew either, but neither father is proud of either son, but oddly enough, Matthew's dad is proud of me. All right, perfect. Excellent. All right, so that's a good reminder too. I just spent a last hour removing comments. I think the code needs more comments. Lucky lad. All right, boys, I'm going to head out. Thanks for the fun stream. It has been fun today. I appreciate it. I streamed long, man. This is a 2.5 hour stream. So what do you want me to do? I mean, you know, maybe if I got a super chat every now and then, I might be inclined to stream longer. I'm just saying, you know, a super chat every now and then to your boy might be nice. Might be nice. But you know what? That's what. No, it's not a big deal. All right, guys. Love you. Love you too, Matthew. I'll see you probably tomorrow. We'll probably do another programming in the morning stream. Have a great day. I'm sure I'll talk to you all in the Discord, though. All right. Talk to you later, boys. Bye.